Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. And in this video series, I'm targeting to create some videos on AWS and Azure, wherein I'll try to discuss on certain certification which are very relevant, very useful, and I'll go through dumps, basically a PDF basically, by which you can prepare. Like after your all preparation, you need to go through those PDF. I know a lot of people are purchasing dumps or PDFs from lot of website. It costs around $100, sometimes it's called $30, so the price is pretty high. And if you go through this video, you need not to pay anything. And if you still want to download those as a dump, I'll share a link after this video from description. You can download it. So first of all, I today I will talk about Azure certified fundamental, that is a beginner level AZ-900, and very much popular. And earlier, to get the certification free voucher, you need to join virtual training days. Microsoft provide virtual training days, but these days, in virtual training days, they are not giving the free voucher. So what you need to do, basically, you need to use your corporate email address and try to see like whether you have 100% or 50% discount available. So based on that, you can schedule the exam from home itself and can take. So AZ-900 is a basic fundamental exam, so that I have already taken. You can see these are the list of certification I have taken. So I'll talk about today AZ-900, the virtual, the first Microsoft Azure fundamental certification. And if you see my certification, this is my certification. So without wasting time, let me quickly go to the dumps. So the dumps or the PDF, whatever I have, it contains 174 pages, and it contains 205 questions. Now there would be one confusion that there are a lot of sites where 400 questions are there. Now the problem is they don't remove the old question. So if you prepare only this 200 question, it is more than sufficient for you to pass. So in this exam, let me go through question by question, and let us talk about the exam pattern as well. So if I'm too fast, just make the video as 0.5x speed, so that you can go through all the question one by one, and possibly you can take a screenshot if required. Now let us talk about this exam. Basically, herein we'll have approximately 40 to 45 questions, and your timing would be 90 minutes. So this is, since this is a fundamental, so the timing is less. So usually timings are 2 hours basically. Here we'll have 90 minutes of time, 60 to 90 minutes of time rather. And then there is no scenario, there is no case studies. So usually you have case studies, no case studies, no lab, and no more complex question. The questions are usually one liner, and it's quite basic. So if you see, there are a lot of questions are one liner. So there will be question where you need to choose between from the drop down, so or you need to drag and drop. So those question will be there, and some yes no question will be there, but no case studies. So case studies is for associate level and expert level exams. So you need not to worry about case studies. Case studies are usually pretty lengthy. So in this question, you see, just you need to choose only one from 2 3 lines of uh, question basically. So this is very essential to understand what is IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. This is very, I mean, you will get at least 5 4 5 questions from this topic. So it is very necessary. And for this video, I'll make it as a two part, otherwise the video will be pretty lengthy. So also you need to understand fault tolerance, elasticity, high availability, disaster recovery, these types of terminology. What is private cloud, hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud means private and public both mix, where it is suitable. So those kind of terminology you need to understand. Scalability, this is elastic, operational, so those kind of terminology, understanding those kind of terminology. Latency, low latency, fault tolerance, disaster recovery, DR. So dynamic scalability, so these kind of keyword you need to be very familiar with, and you need to understand the meaning of them. So for that, what you can possibly do at your initial point, you need to go through. Okay, so one question I arrived, like this capex opex is very very important. You need to if you need to pass, you can at least have to understand what is capex, what is opex, and pay as you go model. So those kind of question it will come. So what you need to possibly do in order to pass the exam, if you have an ample amount of time, go through the Microsoft Docs. That is the best way to learn. If you don't have much time and if you are not a good reader like me, so you can possibly take a Udemy course, any of them. There are a lot of, people are giving Udemy course. If you have a company subscription, then you can utilize that company subscription. It will be completely free, and watch the all videos. Like, it will hardly take 6 to 8 hours, so 2 days you can complete. Then revise once, take some practice tests if Udemy has those practice tests. Then properly prepare this PDF at least 2 times, so that first time you prepare and the next time you are able to answer all the questions. So at least you need to score 700, so at least you need to target that you need to answer 60 to 60. If the 40 or 45 is the number of question, then at least you need to correctly answer 30, 28 to 30 in order to pass the exam. So do not worry about passing. But one more thing, don't schedule an exam overnight. So if you think, it's Friday, let's schedule it for Monday or Sunday. So don't do that, because at least these for these also, if you have experience in Azure, still it will need at least 7 days of preparation to pass. If you are completely new to Azure, let's take a pause. Let's at least spend, say, 15 days or one month completely, and then you gain some knowledge and then give the exam. There is no reason to go in hurry burry and complete the entire dump and then take the exam and pass. There is no reason. Your knowledge won't build. So you maybe won't be able to answer, in interview. If you tell that need Azure, all the follow up question, like whatever you told, based on those follow up question, you won't be able to answer, because those will be in detail. So make sure you grab some knowledge on certain, at least certain areas. So for this Azure, you have a for any of the cloud service for that matter, you have a very good option. So suppose if you are a DBA, so then concentrate on your databases. So the Azure has Cosmos DB, which is a NoSQL. Azure have SQL Server inbuilt. You can install a lot of other database as well. So concentrate on that part more, so that you can gain knowledge. If you are a developer, then concentrate out on function, Azure function, function app, logic app, serverless, those kind of stuff you can concentrate on. If you are a network guy, there is a VPN, you have VNet, you have subnet, you have everything, route table and all. So concentrate on that specific area. So based on your expertise, you can concentrate. So that is a good part. But you need to understand all the services in order to pass the exam. But if you need to build the expertise, you can go through that way. That I feel most convenient way to learn Azure, or for any cloud service for that matter. So let us see. I'm going through the question. If you wish, you can pause. You can take a screenshot. You can make it point 0.5 or 0.25 for that matter. Read all question, all answer. And for this, I'll go for 100 pages, and in the next video I'll go for less rest 74 pages. So this kind of question is common. So you can see, you need to predict the minimum number of virtual machine and availability zone. So availability zone is very important. You need to understand what they does they mean by ability zone, regions, geography. So please do keep in mind, you need to clear your fundamental in terms of public cloud. So those are region, data center are common across all, cloud service offering. Like it is there in the Azure, it is the same, almost similar. The terminology might be difference, but it is similar to AWS, Azure, or GCP. So this is the very common question where you need to predict about LRS, zone redundant storage, local redundant storage, geo zone redundant storage. So you need to know the differences and how many copies they retain. So those number you need to keep in mind. So let us see if I see something else. Azure AD. So Azure AD provide basically the login mechanism. So you need to clear your knowledge of Azure AD. If you are expert on Windows AD, it will be very useful for you to understand. Very easy for you to understand the Azure AD. AD. So this is one way basically to create like virtual machine with all so this is possibly azvm, right? So this is basically a command to create partial command, basically no, this is a cli command, I believe. So to create like a virtual machine with commands, so there are certain command. So command and all you need not to recall at this point, for this exam at least, az-104 where, or 204 where we have lot of commands to remember. But for this exam you need not to recall those commands, that is a good thing. So you need to know like what all ways that you need to communicate with azure. So one is cli, one is powershell, one is their services from their portal you can communicate. So you can see those answer basically. This is also a good question. Azure resource manager template provider, so by that you can use the same template in order to create resource in multiple location or region. So this is one. So these are like Azure Function, Azure App Service, Azure Virtual Machine, Azure Constant Instance. Where they are applicable, you need to know. So we are going towards, I think, end. If I'm little bit fast, just slow down your speed so that you can read all the question, all the answer. If you feel like it is not correct, do validate from this Azure portal, because all the answer may not be correct. 95% answer are correct. There are still 5% chance that not all the answers are correct. If you find so, please do let us comment below so that other people can understand. So we reach more than 100 questions. So this question is very common. You can encounter this question. I also encountered this question in my exam basically with this screenshot. So please do check out. Also, there are few services like Azure Advisor, Cognitive Service, Application Insight, DevOps Service. So these are basically important service. You need to know where it is. So you need to basically drag and drop the actual answer. HD Insight, Azure Lake Analytics, Synapse, and then database. So these are basically Azure database and data lake solutions. So you need to understand those as well. This is the monitoring, I think. With interest of time, let us complete this PDF for one video, I believe. So I don't have much. We can quickly go, I think. So the NSG network security group is very important. You need to understand NSG. So I'm going little fast so that you just slow down and try to understand uh, this DDoS protection and all, like firewall DDoS, how to use filter traffic. Though that also would be using firewall, Azure firewall, the best option, because network security group is like far inside. So the traffic is go through the firewall first, so you can protect your you can write your logic over here itself so that you can protect. DDoS is like distributed denial service attack, so this is not the correct option. Azure Key Vault is very important. So all the certificate and key value you need to store in Azure Key Vault, so that you need to recall all. Apart from the idea is, apart from key, you need to store certificates as well, like SSL certificate. You can keep inside Azure Key Vault. So that is a question, and it is very important. So let us see if I can quickly discuss some of the other question as well. So see, the answer is DDoS. So let us see the issues. They are saying like they are getting some attacks from the websites and all. So yeah, distributed denials of service is one of the way to protect at do those kind of malicious attack, DDoS attack basically. I'm just making it little bold so that people can also see. Is it too big? No, this is the correct one, I think. I will quickly. So Azure Trust Center. Please read this Azure Trust Center. I'll quickly go through this page. I will quickly bind up. I have only few pages to complete. So I'll create all Azure and AWS related dump. So you need not to purchase anything. Just you go through the end, and uh, this is enough for your preparation, I believe, if you can recall all the answers. This I haven't encountered in my exam, I can recall. So one more suggestion. So suppose, like, if you found in Azure, if you found, or any of the, like, cloud provider, if you found there are multiple answers are correct, you need to select between one. So try to select as a easiest one, as in like a service that is Azure provided. So that solution you choose. Suppose if you need to say, like, implement any Azure monitoring service, so you can create a monitoring service by your own, by writing your code, deploying to VM or Azure function, and then you can monitor your website. But Azure is already providing that service. Azure Application Insight is one of the services, right? So if those questions are coming, please stick to the service that is provided by Azure instead of writing your own service. And if if there are question where it is mentioned that we need to focus on, the price basically. So for pricing, you can try to select the lowest service offering where the price is minimal. And if the security is, so once you are, uh, giving any answer, try to remember the security, because Azure service or Azure people or Microsoft is too particular about the security. So all the solution must be there to at least certain security laws norms. So do keep in mind those small pointer. So we are almost end of this one. And yeah, these numbers are very important, you need to keep in mind at least. So there are certain few numbers that you need to keep in mind. And we are at the end, I believe. 208. So this 208 questions is the last question. So if you just want to download this PDF, the download link will be there in the description. Otherwise, you can go through the video, take a pause, take a screenshot, or you slow down the video and go through the video and clear your AZ-900, and just write. If anything you found wrong, then let me know in the comment below. Thank you.